just thought I'd make a video on, or to help those that are looking to go back to school and looking for some tips on how to go back to school and balance your busy life. If you're like me, have 2 small children, are married, work full time, or if you just have children or don't have children, you just have a very busy life and would like to go back to school for a career change or to just pursue school because you never have, and you're just wondering how you're going to do it. Well, I'm going to offer up 10 tips on how to do that and balance your life. Number 1, take all the courses that you can online. You'd be amazed at what can be offered online. And if you are in a state like California and the courses at your local area community colleges are full, you don't have to stick to your local area. You can look through any community college that's in California and see if they offer the class that you're trying to take online, and you can get into that school by filling out an online application or whatnot, paying for the class online, and getting into the class, as long as they don't require you to come in for any exams. And there are a lot of schools nowadays that don't require you to come in for an exam at all, not even for the final. But if they do, some schools offer taking a final through some kind of proctored exam where you go to a facility in your region, or through there's a website called ProctorU where you just use your camera on your computer and someone is watching you through the camera, which is kind of freaky. Someone's watching you through the camera at an allotted time where you to take your exam online. And so if you live in another state that's not California, you could probably also do the same thing. I know in New York, well, actually, I don't know, but I think in New York you could do the same thing. So maybe check that out and see what kind of courses that you can take online. You might also, if you're going for nursing, you can also check with the school. For example, I am going to apply to a state university for their nursing program, and one of their requirements is chemistry, but they just say any general chemistry course will do. And so I attended the pre-nursing meeting to find out more about the requirements for the program, and they told me that an online chemistry course is fine. So I found a fairly cheap one in Iowa, and I took it online for the summer. And so you could do it that way. Take any courses that you can online. That will free up your time. No need to go get parking. No need to spend time away from the kids or away from home, or whatever it is that you're doing for that matter. Tip number two is to get a planner or a calendar that everyone can see, so they can see what times of the day or what days you plan to study, or what days you plan to be with your significant other, or whatever. Just put your date nights on there, put your time with the kids, or whatever it is that you're doing on that planner or on that calendar for you to see and for everyone else to see, so that you have your life organized and prioritized. Tip number 3 is to study in intervals. Whatever it is that you are studying, take time out. Maybe study 20 minutes at a time, and then take a 5-minute break. And in that 5-minute break, go enjoy time with your significant other or your children, but fit them in somehow, even if it's just for 5 minutes. They'll appreciate that time. And tip number 4 is to enlist the help of others. So if it just so happens that you have to take the course, 8 course, for example, for me, anatomy and physiology, with a lab that's at a campus, an actual in-class lab, enlist the help of others to watch your children or do whatever it is that you would normally be doing in your hectic life. Get your relatives, get friends, or daycares or whatnot to watch your children for that allotted amount of time. If you're a single parent, I know in some areas they do offer night care. It's not exactly daycare, but they do. It's at night, obviously. It's night care for your children. So if you're a single parent, you just have no relatives around, and you're just wondering how that works, look in your area and see if that's available for you as an option. Tip number 5 is to not overload yourself. Take one course at a time if you need to. If you overload yourself with too many units, then of course that means you won't have time for other things or other people. So take one course at a time if you need to. Take a short course if you need to. Do it at your own pace. There's no races to be ran. Get the best score that you can possibly get and be the best student that you can possibly get without shortchanging something else in your life. So that's a very big tip. Where there's a will, there's a way. That's what I believe. And tip number 6, make sure everyone's on board before you set out to even do this journey of going back to school. I recommend talking to everyone involved, including your kids, your significant other, your other family members, whoever, friends, whatever. Let them know that you're about to embark on this journey of going back to school, and that you're going to be going ham, just knocking these courses out or whatnot. Just let them know. Sometimes it helps. They'll brace themselves for whatever is to come, but at least they are made aware that you're not purposely ignoring them, that there's a purpose at the end of this journey for you and everybody involved. And tip number 7, when going back to school and you have that class, to stay ahead, I recommend before that class even starts, and if you are so blessed with a teacher, instructor that actually gives out the syllabus through email or online, through some online system like D2L for me, read that syllabus, find out what the book is, get that book ahead of time, or also you can go through your bookstore online and find out what books the teacher requires ahead of time. Get that book and read at least the first few chapters ahead of time before the class even starts. That way you have a little bit of cushion and can have some free days. By the time you start class, it'll just be overview of the chapters that you have already read. So that would be a great thing. You'd be ahead, and you have some cushion to slack off a little bit. Tip number 8 is to stick with it. Once you're in it and you've enrolled and you've got your classes, just stick with it and keep your goals ahead of you, and just stick with it. Motivate yourself. Tip number 9. If you're a parent and you work full time, or again, just somebody who's busy, maybe you have a full load and you're a student, you're just always busy, or you're somebody that just works full time or more than full time hours, and you're just constantly busy, try to pre-plan your meals, or meal prep, or whatever for the week. That way you free up your time for cooking or doing any of that. It's just a straight shot to the fridge, warm it up, and you've got more free time for you and your family or whatnot. Tip number 10, and this is last but not least, just always keep in your mind what's important. You're doing this for a purpose. So always just remember that, what that purpose is. I say before you even start, write it down. Keep it in front of you. Put it on a sticky note on the mirror, so when you get up to brush your teeth every morning, you see it, and it's just ingrained in your mind why this is important and why you're doing it. Just keep motivated, keep at it, and always remember that this is a temporary situation. Whatever you rearranged in your life to go back to school for, it's temporary. And when the semester ends, it will end. It will probably be readjusted again when the next semester starts. But just stick with it. Pat yourself on the back when it's done. Remember why you did it. You came out on top at the end of it. And just remember that it's temporary. Anyway, I hope that these tips have helped you, and if you have any other tips to share with anybody else or me about how best to get through going back to school or rearranging your life with a busy schedule, please do post it below. Subscribe if you haven't, if you like these videos, and if you don't, thank you for watching anyway, and have a good day.